Hi, Gracie, Miss Morphew here. Thank you so much for sharing the life lessons that you've gained. I loved how you later say, if anybody ever asks me for advice, I remember this particular story. You've taken us through the sequence, but one of the first things that kind of left me with some loose ends, left me with wondering is, and here's your feedback, is that you have the section where you talked about your stepdad giving you the elephant. Then you mentioned the school and the headache. And by the way, the headache lingered with me. I was thinking, did she have a brain tumor or something like that? Then you have the grandma conversation and what you heard, your news. And then you go into lessons that your stepdad said before you take us to the future and so forth. And your title was How Elephants Became My Favorite Animals. So I'm not sure I even heard that. Remember, you want to align everything, and that'll increase your organization. A simple thing for organization on this one is if you have the delivery of the gift and you move the conversation with your stepdad and what he says at that point. Then you take us to the future and so forth. Do you feel how that could strengthen the organization? The neat thing about our outline plans for our next three expository speeches is that it's digital on that. You're going to type your plan out on the outline. And if after you type it all up, you see that something seems to be not in the right place, you can cut and paste that baby and put it where it belongs. That helps with our message organization. You had a nice reference to begin with. You may remember, hi, I'm Gracie. You may remember me from discussion number 1. And you included dialogue when you said you noticed your grandmother's voice was like, and you said the one line of dialogue, hey, is everything okay? When you did that, your voice shifted the pacing and the tone a little bit. And adding dialogue, if it's appropriate, is very engaging. It will shift the pacing and draw us back in. Stories draw us in. For example, if you did on the informative speech, the first main benefit is that, or the third main benefit is that it brings community together. Then you would be able to say, I now want to tell this story. One time this happened. And you might add in what one person or character says and then the other one and what they reply. If dialogue works for any of the expository speeches where you do research and you have your main points, feel free to add that and change your voice for the dialogue. I totally wish you had held your elephant up. I totally would love to see what that looked like. You've got it. You've still got it, you say, but that would have been a visual to really engage us. Or a picture of you and your stepdad at that, gift giving, and you got that elephant, if you had a picture like that. Slideshows, too, for your future speeches can be wonderful places to not only keep you organized, but graphically grab us. I hope you watched the Nancy Duarte's 5 Rules for World-Changing Presentations. If you haven't, it was in Discussion Board 2, and I can't recall if that's closed or if it's closing at the end of the week, but that's worth 18 bonus points. So you may want to check that out, but it's like 4.5 minutes and it's so easy and fun to watch. I'm at 4 minutes. Let's see what else I need to do. You could add some intentional gestures in your future speeches. You had 2, but I sort of think they were unintentional, like you were just talking to us. I'm a hand talker. I'm always doing different things. If you will plan and intentionally add some gestures in your expository speeches, that could be a helpful way to bold and underline the key ideas or important things. For example, if you say there's 4 people involved or 3 ideas, you can enumerate. If something's, the tension is rising, your whole body can move. You do have facial expressions in this, and you had some decent eye contact most of the time. That was good. Have I talked about your voice yet? I thought you had a very nice tone of voice. I thought that it was clear, It was easy to understand, and you use some intentional pause. I call it the power of PAUSE, the power of pause. You do that, so you'll want to keep those things up. The final critique I can offer is that you had, and I tally for everybody, 14 ands. Did you know you did? It's okay when you add an and as a conjunction, but you'll want to avoid having that between your sentences as the way to join the ideas. So if you'll look at the intentional transition chart, or you can even Google or Bing transition words and phrases, and you'll see lists and lists of all these cool ones. You have some good transitional words. You give placement, like on the 18th of December, and you give over the years, and you put, also on top of that, now that I have looked back on it. So those are kind of cool things that let us know where we are in the story, and it can guide us along. But there's a lot more, so check out that list. And I've gone over 6 minutes. Use the feedback that's helpful to you. Rewatch this if you need to, and write down a couple of ideas. You got this. Thank you for your story.